good. I am. Good. And we are live once again. Hello there, Star Wars fans. It is time to talk Rebel Scum Con. More importantly, it's time to talk swag trade, pin hunts, and patch hunts, because there's going to be all kinds of those happening throughout the weekend. Not just the ones we're going to be discussing today, but primarily today, I'm joined by Mr. StarWars Joshua, who is hosting the official pin hunt throughout Rebel Scum Con weekend. You can find and track down different awesome trooper themed pins with all kinds of different awesome characters from a galaxy far, far away. You can get the starting lanyard with the greedy pin at Mr. Star Wars Joshua's booth at Rebel Scum Con on the vendor room floor to get yourself started, and then walk the floor, check out different vendors, check out some of the community tables, and trade some pins to get those awesome trooper-inspired pins designed by this incredibly talented man who's joining me tonight. But there's more than pins that you have for us at Rebel Scum Con Year 2, August 8th through the 10th, 2025. So, Star Wars Joshua, welcome, and tell us a little bit about yourself and what you're bringing to Rebel Scum Con.
Yeah, absolutely. Thank you so much. Well, hey guys, my name is Josh, or Star Wars Joshua sometimes, Josh Phillips. And like many of you, I am absolutely a huge Star Wars fan, both I think from the kind of growing up world as a kid all the way into kind of my adult life. And so, yeah, I love Star Wars. I don't know, maybe about 6 years ago, I really got into kind of the fan-made collectible stuff. Patches, pins, anything that kind of we call swag. And I, so that kind of became a big piece of my collection focus. Just because I think the creativity, kind of the camaraderie, the friendships that are built out of that are super exciting. So that's me. I collect. My dad and I got it from my dad. I grew up going to baseball card shows, actually. With my dad, he would do like lots of baseball card stuff. He'd be a dealer, selling stuff. And so I think I grew up with the thought that I could always, you can open something, like a pack of something, or you could buy something at the store and it would be worth more down the road. So it carried both intrinsic value and extrinsic. So I think that's kind of where kind of my heart has always been in the collectible world.
Very nice. Now, starting off with baseball cards, I'm assuming Topps. Does that mean you also collected some of the top Star Wars cards over the years?
Absolutely. Loved Topps Star Wars cards. I always loved going to the baseball card shows, but actually finding the non-baseball card things, right? So the 80s were the best for that. And just whatever was not baseball drew my eye. I collected the Star Wars cards all the way through, all three of the original movies. And now I still I don't do it as much, but it's hard not to buy a pack here or two just to see if you score something big or if you just, get to see the new cards.
Especially with those awesome signature cards they're always sneaking in their packs these days. I mean, they've been doing that for over a decade now that I can think of, but it was definitely one of the coolest things that they could have done for the Star Wars fandom for sure, was also adding some signatures on top of the just unique artist cards that they do. In addition to that, I really like some of the cool artist cards I come across, especially the propaganda posters.
Yes.
Regardless of the faction you see them for, those always just look so cool to me.
That's awesome. My claim is at Star Wars Celebration Chicago, I bought a couple of the Topps. They had some exclusive little things, and I got the Mace Windu autograph. It was like one of 3 or 4 or whatever. So nice. I finally scored something big by opening a pack. So that was pretty cool. Yeah, the Sam Jackson one. That was pretty cool. Pretty good feeling.
Well, as I understand it, you are also part of a pretty awesome swag trade group yourself for Star Wars fans that come together and trade not only pins and patches that we've mentioned earlier, but coins, magnets, and other incredible fan-made things. Could you tell us a little bit about that?
Yeah, so currently I'm the president of the Tennessee Star Wars Club. But kind of another kind of world that I live in is just a Facebook group that I started called Scavengers Guild. And kind of that's more of a group just dedicated to people who love, Star Wars swag specifically, but I think it could probably branch out beyond Star Wars if people are making cool stuff. I'm a big Lord of the Rings fan also, so just throwing that out there. Yeah, so I think that, as I said earlier, I think it's the camaraderie, it's the friendship, it's the community that's built in the swag trading world, right? That I can make something that it doesn't have to be beautiful, it doesn't have to be perfect, it doesn't have to be the most artistic or whatever, but maybe you make it into a pin or a button or a patch or whatever. And I feel like that item holds meaning, Yeah. I've got toys and everything behind me, and while they're cool and they're incredibly cool sometimes they don't really hold meaning. You know what I'm saying? And I feel like swag tends to do that. So when we go to Celebration or we go to a convention and you're exchanging, patches or pins or something, I don't know, it just holds a special place. I think when I'm going to look through it all or I display it, I guess it brings memory with it.
I love that. Well, on Saturday from 2:30 to 3:30, we have a swag trade at the Tennessee Collectors Club booth. Could you tell us a little bit about what we could expect at one of these swag trades in case we have some fans who've never attended one of those before at a convention before?
Yeah, so at 2:30-ish or so, if you come to the Tennessee Star Wars Club booth, also the I think the virtual cantina booth kind of will be right near us. I think Swag Crew, which is another great organization, Scavengers Guild, and then I think on top of that we've got what other clubs are coming? We've got
Well, 501st will be there as well.
Yeah, the 501st,
Mando Mercs, Rebel Legion.
So I think everybody's going to be, we're all going to be there at about 2:30. People are going to show up. You can show up with or without something. So don't feel like you have to bring something. We're just going to give it to you. We're going to give you something free. A lot of people will. Now, if you have stuff, that's even cooler, right? Because I think you get to trade, make some pins, buttons, stickers, whatever, bracelets, whatever, and bring them, and then we can exchange. But again, you don't have to have anything. I know personally, I will give you things for free, and a lot of people will also. So just come on out there and join us, and make some friends. And maybe you'll go down the rabbit hole of loving swag as well.
That's awesome. So you heard it here. From 2:30 to 3:30, meet over at the Tennessee Collectors Club booth and trade your swag, whether it's patches, pins, coins, buttons, maybe it's some art prints that you had made up of some fantastic fan-inspired art that you made yourself. Bring it on by and exchange it for some of the like-minded stuff from other incredibly talented fans at the Tennessee Club Swag Meetup, happening once again 2:30 to 3:30 at the Tennessee Collectors Club community table at Rebel Scum Con Year 2. I really can't wait for all of the swag trading. We have some pretty cool swag in development for Rebel Scum Con, so I'm definitely looking forward to picking some of that over at the merch booth and then heading over and trading it out for some of these other awesome patches and things. So how long would you say you've been doing swag trades as someone who's been doing it for a little while?
Yeah, so I think actually I think I got into it. I think it was Celebration Orlando. I think Celebration
The
Orlando.
last one or one
No. I think that was is that 17 or
that was 17. Yep.
Okay, so 17 was, I know, at least where my two daughters were with me and my wife. My wife has never returned. I don't think Celebration or conventions are her forte, but she did go one time. And my daughters loved going, from club to club, booth to booth, trying to put together some of the patch sets, or just picking up cool little things, that again carry meaning to them and something fun and a memory. So I think that's probably when I started getting into it, but that's not when I started creating stuff. I think I started creating my own things. Probably it was just before kind of COVID hit. Believe it or not, actually, I wasn't planning to share this, but Right before COVID, I was actually diagnosed with kidney failure.
Oh,
And so I've actually had a kidney transplant. And so during that whole kind of process, I spent a lot of time, at home. I was actually hooked up to a machine on dialysis. So that whole world kind of led me down hey, let me learn how to draw a little bit and kind of digitally do some digital art. And so I think that creativity was birthed out of a not great situation. But that kind of, brought me to where I am today.
that's
I
incredible.
know I wasn't prepared to say that. You don't. I know you look shocked, but yes.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was a crazy couple of years. So I've had a kidney transplant, and I'm doing great.
Well, glad to see you're doing great, and glad to see that you're doing great and getting to do such awesome things for everyone around you.
Yeah.
Now, I understand your community outreach is intrinsic to your daily life too. Um, how does this, or how does Star Wars reach your students as well? How do you use that positivity to um, affect your students and their fan creativity?
Yeah. So for everybody out there who may not know, so I'm actually a middle school principal. I've actually been a teacher my whole life. So I taught a couple of different history classes and a philosophy class for most of my career. And I transitioned a few years ago to the administration kind of role. And so, believe it or not, I actually really like making a really good spreadsheet or a really decorative, handout or something like that. That's a little bit above and beyond. So I do like making that for the faculty or, something. I do like that. But for my kids, for my students, I just love to love on them every day. Encourage them in their own creativity, wherever that may be. Slowly they learn, each class that comes through learns that I love Star Wars. Every once in a while they start, discovering the social media or some post that they've seen about me. And word gets out. But I think overall, I just enjoy the creativity of helping kids know more about themselves, asking the questions, who are you and what do you believe? I think that's the core of what we all search for, right? Who are we and what do we believe? Some of us find that, I think, a little bit in the Star Wars community, right? Or there's something about Star Wars, not to get too philosophical, but there's something about Star Wars that, I don't know, speaks to us and says there's something about that defines me a little bit. You know what I mean? I think it's that hero journey that I know we talk about in the Star Wars world. What is it? It's what's George Lucas and what's the anatomy of a hero, or what's the
Oh, I
the
forget.
guy I'm talking about that
Yes,
dissected Star Wars, and I can't remember what it's called. What he's
yes, I'm also brain farting on it at the moment.
like the hero's journey of the things that as to why Star Wars speaks to people
Right.
so well, right? It's the anyway, whatever
Perfect.
that is. I think I just like that. It speaks to me, and I think it really speaks to a lot of our youth culture.
Mhm.
Even today, I know that we grew up with it. We're getting older, right? But I think the
Right.
youth culture finds it in other stories too. You know what I mean? Whether it
Yeah.
be Harry Potter or the Marvel series or whatever. I
Yeah.
think the fantasy world is one that we can kind of set aside reality a little bit and learn more about ourselves.
I think for me, it's that, and the way Star Wars brings people together, not just in universe, but out of universe as well, to some kind of common good, whether that's um, a bunch of people getting together to overthrow a tyrannical empire, or a bunch of people getting together to celebrate, our favorite media and celebrate the people who helped us put it together, which is one of the things we're going to be doing, or a lot of the things we're going to be doing at Rebel Scum Con Year 2, August 8th through the 10th, 2025 at the Frisco Conference Center. Guys, don't miss out. It is going to be a lot of fun. There's going to be a lot of awesome people, a lot of great and talented fans. Star Wars Joshua is going to have his booth inside the vendor room, where once again you can pick up all kinds of awesome fan made swag, including the starting lanyard and greedy pin. to get your pin swag trade going, which is going to be going all weekend long. That one, my buddy Andres is so incredibly excited about. He is probably going to want as many of those as possible. I love the Thrawn. That Thrawn inspired one came out so well. I love that you went with the Phase 1 for that one too.
Oh yeah, oh yeah.
I'm a
What else
big
do I
fan
have
of the
around here?
Phase 1 Clone Trooper helmet.
I'll tell you what, this is probably, I think, turned out to be one of my favorite ones that I wasn't expecting to be one of my favorite, but Captain Phasma's totally chrome.
Oh,
So
wow.
you can see the reflection everywhere.
The
She
reflectiveness
turned out
is
great.
so good on that.
Or should I say She Trooper, because that's what I named her, She Trooper.
Right.
So
yeah, She Trooper looks amazing. Well done. How did the staff pin turn out?
Staff pin is fantastic. I don't know if I have that one sitting here, unfortunately.
Oh, okay.
Let me look around. I'm looking around. I don't have it here with me. Sorry.
Okay. Well, for those
But
of
it
you
turned out fantastic. I'll tell you, that's the pilot one, right?
yes.
That I think I've fielded more random questions about, like, I need the pilot. That one turned out really, really well, I think.
Yeah, I'm really excited about that. So for the pilot, for those of you who haven't seen it yet, and make sure you check our social medias because we have blasted it on all of our socials, all of the different staff pins or Star Wars Joshua pins that will be available for the Star Wars Joshua pin trade throughout the weekend have been posted on our socials. There it is. Thank you, guy in a chair. Wait. Oh, there it is. And once again, you'll start by picking up the lanyard in the greedy pin over at Star Wars Joshua's booth. There's going to be some mystery packs with 4 chase ones, and there's going to be some that are exclusive to certain vendors, as well as the staff pin, which is going to be with staff members of Rebel Scum Con. There's going to be 1 daily per staff member who gets one. So if that staff member has already traded it, you're going to have to wait and track that staff member down the next day to get that pilot pin. And all of these pins are to be traded in some manner. You don't have to buy X amount at somebody's booth to unlock getting this pin. So don't worry about any of that. And there's lots of awesome characters to collect and choose from. But there's not just pins from Mr. Star Wars Joshua here. He also is going to be having some other swag available, including patches.
All right, so let me tell everybody about this one. We're also doing a patch hunt. So the patch hunt is made up of, this year it's 4 patches. All right, and actually, let me show you the uncut so you can see it. So this is what it looks like, totally uncut.
I love that axe is flying.
But each one of them are actually individuals, and you'll go and visit a booth. I actually have this one here, so I have Axe Woves at mine. Let's see, I think BYO Sabers, Lightsabers, I think has the Bo-Katan.
Very nice.
Then I think it's the Virtual Cantina Network. At their booth has Mando himself.
Very nice.
Then Tennessee Star Wars Club has the Armorer. So you're going to go to those booths, visit them at different times of the day. You can play a game or trivia or something, and you can win one. And we've got a good amount for each day. So, if you miss it on Friday, don't freak out. You can come back on Saturday and try to collect them. It's just something fun for the whole family. And really, if you have kids, if you are listening and you have kids and you're bringing them, I think this is a way to walk away with something that's fun. It takes a few minutes, right? It takes a bit of time. Like for instance, if I give mine away at the top of every hour, another group is going to do it, at 1:15 and then 1:30 and all that. So yeah, come by and try to put together the set. If you complete the set of 4, come back to my booth and I've got actually something else for you, a free gift for you for completing it. And not only will you get a free gift, but you also get entered into a raffle, and I will give away a few of these uncut versions every single day.
That's really cool.
Yep.
That's a lot of free giveaways for regular attendees.
That's right. It's all about free, guys. I'm telling you right now, I like to give away things for free, and I mean that. I'm not just saying that. Give it away for free.
That is so awesome. Well, Joshua, thank you so much for joining us today to talk about the Tennessee Club Swag Meetup happening once again, 2:30 to 3:30. But also, there's going to be hunts and trades all weekend long, as we just heard. Once again, August 8th through the 10th, 2025 at the Frisco Conference Center. Guys, go to Rebel Scum Conventions with an S.com to book your Rebel Scum Con experience today, because there's not a lot of time left. It's less than 2 weeks out. And don't forget, no sleep till Bunta. No sleep till Bunta. Don't forget to get your tickets to the Bunta Eve after party happening Friday night at the Rebel Cantina Bar and Grill. There's not a lot of room left in that venue. It's already going to be a really fun event with a lot of fun participants and guests. There's going to be 12 Star Wars celebrity guests attending Bunta Eve, in addition to the 35 Star Wars celebrity guests attending Rebel Scum Con Year 2. Lots of panels. Panel Room A schedule is up. Panel Room B schedule will be going up very, very soon. Kentucky, Dante, and I are finalizing some of those details as we speak, hopefully by tonight. And there's going to be all kinds of other awesome events happening throughout the weekend, including the Sack-Off Show on Sunday. And don't forget to hang out on our after party if you want to come play some games at Dave & Buster's and get some food. Saturday night from 8 to, I think, midnight-ish is what we said. So get ready for some fun. It's going to be a blast and a half. We'll see you guys there. Star Wars Joshua, I'll see you there with all kinds of awesome things to trade out with you and everybody else. And that's it, guys. If you get any duplicates, if you get any duplicate patches, coins, anything like that, swag trades are the best opportunity to spread those duplicates out there and get those pieces that you are looking for. So don't forget, trade your duplicates at the swag trade. Once again, 2:30 to 3:30 Saturday, August 9th at Rebel Scum Con, happening at the Tennessee Collectors Group booth or community table in the community club area. And we'll see you guys later. We'll see you another time. And may the force be with all of you, you Rebel Scum.